Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to this video. Today I'm making a mini junk journal out of a box of popcorns. I usually make my junk journals from trash. It could be food packaging or any other cardstock that I don't need anymore. I chose this popcorn box because it was so small and I liked the colors, even if I covered them up eventually. At first I'm just gonna cut it open and then cut away all the extra pieces. I'm just using a regular scissor. And now I'm grabbing for my paper trimmer. I always use the paper trimmer for this because I can't cut straight. And the paper trimmer I'm using is from Fiskars. It can also be used as a scoreboard. And now I'm just cutting the edges so they are straight and even. I'm not measuring anything. The inside of the box is just plain cardstock. And the section in the middle will be the spine. But because it's so wide, I decided to cut it in half. And now I'm gonna glue them together, as you can see. And I'm usually using my Pritt stick, and this time I also put some hobby glue, some liquid glue on top. Once the glue is dry, I am going to cover the front and the back with some white gesso. If I can just find a brush. Perhaps a bigger brush. The reason to why I'm using gesso is because I want to use a napkin, but the napkin is white, so I have to make the background white so it won't shine through. I'm gonna apply another layer of gesso after this layer is dry to make it even more white. I used a heat gun to dry it, and now I'm covering the other side of the cardboard. As you can see, the gesso doesn't cover the image. It just softens it a bit, so I'm gonna apply more layers of gesso. If you're covering your junk journal cover with fabric, you don't need to put gesso on it. I usually cover them with napkins or some craft paper or scrapbook paper. And now I'm applying matte gel medium as a glue. If you don't have matte medium, you can also use regular decoupage glue or hobby glue. I think that even a glue stick might work. And this is my napkin with some small birds and flowers on. And now I'm separating the layers, the napkin layers. It's always very hard to do. So I usually start in a corner. And most napkins have 3 layers, so I'm now removing two of the layers. And of course it broke, but it doesn't matter because I won't be using the whole napkin. Now I'm applying matte medium to the front of the cover. Make sure you put a lot of glue on. You don't want any bubbles or any sections where there is no glue underneath the napkin. I'm also adding matte medium to the top of the napkin to protect it. and I'm using a soft brush to add them at medium. And be careful to put a lot of glue on the edges. Now I'm making sure that I can bend the cover without the napkin breaking. And then I'm putting glue on the other side as well. As you can see, the napkin was torn apart at one place, but I don't mind. Now I'm going to dry it, and I'm going to bend the cover before I dry it to make sure it doesn't break. And once the napkin and the glue is dry, I can cut the excess off using a scissor. As you can see, the inside is still quite ugly, but I'm going to fix it soon. Now I'm rounding the corners because I love round corners, and also I find that it doesn't wear and tear as much when the corners are round. It's usually the corners that are first damaged, unless you cut them round. Especially if it's a junk journal that you keep in your purse or carry with you. And now I'm just checking that the edges are fine and it's glued all the way out to the edge. And then I decided to use my sewing machine to sew around the corners, around the edges. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can sew by hand, or you could just leave it as it is. And this is what it looks like. I made a zigzag stitch around the corners and around the edges with white thread. I think it gives it a nice detail, and also it protects the edges. So now I'm going to fix the inside because this is not very pretty. So first I'm going to add more gesso. I was thinking about putting the other parts of the napkins, or the other layer of the napkins, to make it white, but I decided that was too boring. Here I have added a few layers. I think it was one layer of gesso on the whole page or the whole cover, and then some additional gesso around the edges. The cover is still quite flexible and soft, so I decided to add some scrapbook paper to the inside of the to the inside of the cover. As you can see, this is from Prima marketing. I don't like to measure, so as you can see, I'm struggling a bit. I first made some marks with a gel pen, but then I lost the marks and I couldn't find them on the paper. So I just ended up doing as I usually do and making marks with my fingernail. And then cutting the paper to the right size. Of course, if you want to, you can measure how many centimeters they need to be, but I'm not that fussy. I'm checking that the size is correct, and I'm also rounding the corners. Now I made the other side of the inside cover, and then I realized that the first one I made was slightly bigger than the second, so I had to trim it up. And now I'm just adding some glue stick and liquid hobby glue to the front and the back cover. Unfortunately, my phone told me I was out of memory, so I had to delete some pictures and old videos to keep filming, so you'll have a part 2 coming soon. I'm using an old gift card to spread the glue. I'm applying quite a lot of the liquid glue and the glue stick, just to make sure that it doesn't come unstuck. You could leave the cover to be weighed down by a book or something heavy for a while. So when this is glued down, I'm just gonna leave it to dry. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!